दिल्ली में आपका स्वागत
लखनऊ जंक्शन
ನಿಲ್ದಾಣದ ಕಡೆಗೆ ಹೊರಟಿರುವರೆ
হায়দ্রাবাদ 50 এক্সপ্রেস পরবর্তী স্টেশন নেতাজি ভবন। कृपया ध्यान दें।
Well, that's it. It's been done pretty easily. Exactly what we told you in the comm box, that this chase for Chennai is going to be easy peasy lemon squeezy. I believe those were the exact technical terms that I used for this chase, and that's exactly how it has gone down. 2 points for Chennai, 10 balls to spare, 5 wickets still in hand. Never really any trouble. Wasn't going to be after 141 was put up by Rajasthan. There was a batting effort that they wouldn't be very happy about, irrespective of Chennai's chase. That was not a batting effort that they'd be happy about, and Chennai has kind of just hit that home for them. They've picked up the 2 points, and for Rajasthan, it's a loss today. We were talking about the fact that they haven't had one of those big losses, Lisa. Today, you'd have to say this has been quite a comprehensive loss for them.
Yeah, things just didn't really go their way, even though they won the toss and wanted to bat first. I think Chennai got the pitch that they've been craving for a long time, and Rajasthan were kind of been faltering just at the end, just as the finish line is just there. Things are going a bit awry, which isn't a great thing for Rajasthan.
Yeah, but it has happened with them in a few seasons before. We've seen it. Could that be some trauma getting triggered for them, going, oops, not again?
If you ask them at a press conference, ask the management, ask them, they'll tell you absolutely no.
Yeah.
But in the back of their minds, they might be thinking, come on, guys, we can't go down this road again. I mean, this is coming from experience about going down the same road again. You know, It's like South Africa have been down the same road again. No, it's not going to happen, but please don't let it happen down the same road. But anyway, you'd hope. I mean, losing Butler as well, that'll be a bit of a blow. They'll want to bounce back as soon as possible. The next game, they really will feel like they need to get the right result, play proper, everyone fire, and then they'll feel better about heading off to the playoff.
Yeah, but for Chennai, on the other hand, this is the Chennai that Chennai likes. This is their standard operating procedure. They like to play like this. They like to win easy. They like to win smooth. This is a template game for them today.
And they like to take it down to the wire, right? Don't get it done in the 12th or 13th over. Let's all sit here and wait to the 19th, 20th over.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it follows what they do well in their home turf. And I guess the good thing was, Gaikwad at the top, seeing it home, knowing how to pace it. Scoreboard was never going to be an issue for Chennai, given that their bowlers really did the bulk of the work up front by reducing Rajasthan to that very below par score.
Yeah, we got to say that with Ruturaj Gaikwad, the kind of maturity he shows, of course, he's getting the runs, but today as well, don't look at the strike rate because he's got the 2 points. I know that Chennai thinks in a way, or they've shown it evidently last few years, that if you keep getting the wins, the net run rate doesn't really matter. So today, be happy with Ruturaj Gaikwad. It's taken... It's the captain's role.
Yeah, we also often talk about adaptability and responsibility, and that's exactly what he's done. He's adapted his game to take on the responsibility of being there to get his team over the line. If we have a look at that batting card again, hopefully we can pull it up. When you look at that side now, all of a sudden you think to yourself, well, 27 of 18, that looks decent.
Yeah. I don't know how Shivam Dubey scored 18 of one ball.
Actually.
Yeah, I don't know how he did that, but he's just in that kind of form, these days.
But more importantly, just look, it looks like a decent batting line up there, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, if you have a look at all those names, and you think that Dhoni could be added as well.
Yeah.
And then yet we've been saying to ourselves, they haven't really fired, but I think that's what they'll stick with for the rest of the tournament. They won't fiddle at all. I mean, it's the perfect scenario. They win the game, they get the points. Their net run rate's probably a little bit better after today. The only thing I would have liked to have seen and would have been from all those fans that came out today. Yeah. I saw an interview with MS where he said this season was about the fans. Yeah. When the 5th wicket went down, I mean, everyone was dying. The game was won. They were dying to see him. I just think it would have been nice because we don't know if we're going to ever see him again on that ground in a yellow outfit. That's the thing. So they would have, even if this was the last time, it's a pity, I think, for a lot of those people who'd gathered there. I think the anticipation when that wicket went down would have been, come on, MS, and then Rizvi would have got a bit of a, not that we've got anything against Rizvi, I just think from a fan's perspective, from a Chennai thing, it would have been quite cool for him to come.
Yeah, they're probably getting their money's worth right now. As we speak.
Yeah,
probably
he's come out,
down,
shake hands.
he's walking around a little bit, just waving to people. Yeah, we're probably seeing that right now. But we won't get to see any of that. But yeah, Polly's right. Would have been nice to see him come and swing his bat, hit a few, maybe into the crowd. He's been doing that through the tournament, but wasn't to be today for the Chennai fans. Well, let's have a look at the bowlers and see what they did. They didn't have too much to play. Well, you got to feel for them a bit, because 7 and over, defending 7 and over against that kind of batting lineup, you don't envy that task at all. And they did everything they could, Lisa. They threw everything at it, but it was just too low a target, and it was too proficient and experienced a batting lineup to mess that up.
The only way Rajasthan was going to rattle Chennai's cage was if they were to take 3 or 4 wickets within the power play. And you kind of look at Trent Boult initially. And there was the first over didn't go for too many, and both of them like 1 or 2 off 3 or 4 deliveries each. The ball moved around a bit, and then all of a sudden Rachin just kind of got stuck in, and he struck it at 150. So kind of took away that opportunity for Rajasthan to pick up a couple of wickets. Because if that was the case, we saw how difficult it was to kind of keep the scoreboard going with the spinners doing the job. But there just was never enough runs to put pressure on Chennai to take those risks.
Yeah, I think if you look at this, I thought Trent was fine. Sandeep would be the one where I thought today he had a bit of an off day. I think he slid 2 or 3 down the leg side that they clipped away. But Ashwin came on at a pressure time in the power play. He bowled nice. He picked up a wicket. Chahal was back to his kind of normal rhythm that we've seen from him. Even Berger picked up a wicket. So the rest of them I'm more happy with. I mean, it wasn't.
Yeah, they weren't bad today. It wasn't a bad effort, but
absolutely.
Chennai just didn't need the risk.
And they also didn't have enough runs on the board. I mean, there's only so much you can do. If you get 140 on a green seamer where the ball's flying through and you can have a slip in place, then it's a different kettle of fish. Maybe you can still win the game. But it wasn't really lateral movement. It wasn't really big turn. So they almost had to rely on trying to build a bit of pressure, and the Chennai guys making mistakes. And they didn't. They were prepared to just be responsible. So they tried their best. So there'll be no damage in the bowlers' meeting. You're excused. Batters, concentrate.
Yeah,
head down. Yeah. No, actually, head up. Head somewhere.
Yeah,
the batters are going to have a bit of a... There's going to be a little naughty session for them, right? There's going to be one of those, come on, let's sit, let's have a chat, because we spoke about the pitch. Obviously the pitch played the way it did. But there was a few full tosses that they didn't put away, especially in the power play. There's no pitch involved in a full toss. Yeah,
correct. That probably gives you a bit of an indication of their mindset.
Yeah.
3 losses now on the trot. It's just not working for them. It's not clicking for them. And we were talking about whether Tom Collar-Cadmore would come in. We're saying, well, they were trying to wait until they get the Q next to their name. They're still waiting, right? So do they flick the switch the next game and upset that rhythm, that batting order that's had a fair amount of success? So there's a few questions for them, and it's not as easy as it looks, especially when they were the front runners for 3/4 of this tournament.
Would you look at this today and with the way the batting went, and you think that maybe today was not the day to bench both Powell and Hetmeyer?
Yeah, I think they could have done was keeping them for a little bit longer. One of them. For me, Hetmeyer is the better option than Powell, to be brutally honest. I like a left-hander. He's got a bit more experience, can hit the long ball. And I think he's more experienced again teams over the line, like taking the responsibility of whacking it at the back end. So I wouldn't be surprised as the tournament goes on. I was just thinking what they might be able to do with Collar-Cadmore. Like, I think ideally what you want to do is almost bat second and get him in as the impact player for maybe the next 2 games. Even if you do play Butler, maybe he's the one that you're bringing in place of Hetmeyer, so that he comes in at number 3, maybe get some batting under the belt, and then it'll be an easy transition. The big problem actually is that Jaswal hasn't fired like he should have.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't go out there and say that he's going to win the orange cap, and then all of a sudden, this is what we get from him, But
Who said that? Who said that?
Exactly.
That guy.
But the thing about him is that if Butler was leaving and Jaswal was in mint form, you would say, well, okay, we can make 2.
Yeah.
Softens the blow. Yep.
But now you're kind of needing Kola Codmore to be in a good touch because you don't know what you're getting from Jaswell. So I think the important thing for their success going forward is that Jaswell kicks into 5th or 6th gear like we know he can. And then that change at the top will be a little bit easier. But let's have a look at the table. Come on, let's have a look at the table. I want to see how it's changed.
The points table. Right?
Yeah.
Oh, there's a few tables going around.
Yeah, there's a few tables here, including the red tables
food
that
table.
I've written at home.
Okay, so what we're going to work out from here, guys. And
Yes,
Tell me,
scenarios.
tell me.
Okay, never mind scenarios.com. So Hyderabad are looking like they're probably going to win one of their two and go to 16, right? So the big battle is going to be who qualifies out of Chennai, Delhi, Lucknow and Bangalore. So what they want from today,
Oh, so you've
Chennai
given
want,
Gujarat,
hey?
Gujarat no chance.
No,
Okay.
no. Back to the table.
Sorry, apologies.
Back to the table.
Cue.
After objection overruled.
Objection overruled. Back to the table. Because what Chennai
Back in
want,
your box. Sorry.
what Chennai want is they actually want Bangalore to win.
Okay.
Because if Bangalore win today, they go to 12 and they can only get to 14. But Chennai are playing Bangalore.
Yep.
So they can manipulate net run rate, right?
Correct.
So even if they lose the game, they can say as long as we get to a certain
Because there's a big
score,
difference in their net run rate. So even if they were win
100%,
today,
you're not going to make up 2.5 or whatever more.
0.7.
Or 3. It's 3.
almost 0.7. No, Bangalore's positive. So you have
Yeah.
to make up 0.3.
0.3. You're not going to make it up in one game,
Yeah.
especially if you're the team playing against them. So they want to be in control. So they'll definitely be hoping that Bangalore wins because then it means Delhi, they can only get to 14 and then net run rate, they aren't going to make that up. So
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
You see what the scenario
they're
is
rooting
going
for Bangalore because the last game for them then is against Bangalore, which then they can go and saying we win, we qualify. Even if we lose, we could qualify because we know the net run rate situation.
We'll play the game accordingly to make sure we get over the line.
And you know that Chennai is clever enough to do that.
Correct.
Yeah.
You see scenarios, you always got to be aware of scenarios.
That's right. I love it. Scenarios. Well, today it was set up for Chennai by their bowlers. It was their bowlers who restricted that Rajasthan batting lineup to 141. And one of them is our Omni Gel Spray Performer of the Day. He ensured there was no pain for fans, and that is Simarjeet Singh. Shaun Pollock very happy that it's been given to a fast bowler. Yes, he is. His 4 overs.
13 dot balls, 6.5 economy, 3 wickets, and you've hardly played. You just step up. No pain for fans.
Yeah.
Factual.
Yeah, factual.
First 3 wickets.
Exactly.
Three top
It's not like he got out the tail.
No.
He got the big shots.
Yeah, he did. Also, what I like, and Lisa, you and I were talking about it, but even in the previous game, and he shows a lot of heart, right?
Got a
this
bit
guy.
of ticker.
Yeah, a bit of ticker. As Ravi says, a ticker. Show them your ticker. Hey, that's what he does.
Okay, right.
Yeah.
Heart, got it.
He does. He shows a lot of heart. It's like he's up for the battle.
Yeah. I think you need, well, I mean, I'm not a fast bowler, but I think there's a persona about fast bowlers that they need to be willing to kind of take it to the opposition. Because sometimes if you bowl at those type of paces, if you miss, it's more pace for the batters to have a little bit more fun with. But you've got to be able to be resilient and be wanting to get into the contest. And yeah, you're right. There is something about him.
What did you see that you liked?
I liked. He was nice in Dharamshala. I liked what I saw from him there. Haven't seen much of him. And then today, he backed it up. He ran in. He hit the right areas. His lengths were very good. He wasn't scared to mix it up with a couple of quick bounces, a couple of slow ball bounces. His variations were fantastic. And as you say, it's against proper players. I mean, Jaswell against Butler, Samson at the top there. He would have been feeling a little bit under pressure. They were trying to get after him because they were going nowhere. Their scoring rate was terrible. Held his nerve. No pain for fans.
Yes, he did. And his name is Simmer, but today he was a roaring fire, wasn't he? Yeah, he's so many dot balls, got the 3 wickets, and he ensured that there was Jeet for fans, and no pain for fans. He was our Omni Gel Spray Performer of the Day. Simarjeet Singh, 4 overs, 26 runs, 3 wickets, 13 dots. There you go. So, yes, happy days for Chennai, not so happy days for Rajasthan. But in this heat, the heat of Chennai felt like 80 degrees or so. It was more than a simmer, I'll tell you that. It was proper summer, where there were some cool moments as well. So this is our Carrier Room Air Conditioners coolest moment of the match. Who's going? Show of hands. Who's going first?
Lisa?
Come on. Lisa's going first. All right. She's thinking.
Why don't we go to the viewers, I think, first?
You want to change the batting order?
Yeah, let's change the batting order.
You know what happens when you change batting orders?
They
in this
freak out
tournament?
behind.
No, they got it ready. They're ready for everything.
Yeah.
Bring him. Bring him. This is what our fans had to say. Arush Munjal said, uncapped fast bowlers of Chennai taking all the 5 wickets in the Rajasthan batting on a slow Chennai track, which normally assists the spinners. Well picked, Arush. That's a cool spot, especially since you're a tennis fan, as your handle says. Tushar coming round the wicket to the right-hander, bowling outside off, almost like a left armour, and nailing those Yorkers shows the kind of maturity he developed under DJ's guidance. Not the guy playing music at the stadium. DJ Bravo is who he's talking about. So that's from Maestro Manohar. And we have one more from Hariharan Sukumaran, which says Chennai's dominating win at Chepauk, still in the playoffs race. So you've basically picked the entire game as your one cool moment.
I've got a specific moment.
Go on.
Because it was one thing that I actually clapped in the green room for.
Yeah.
That was Tushar Deshpande catching around the third. I think it was Butler, wasn't it? He was...
Fine.
Yeah, oh, sorry, fine, that's
Yeah.
right. He went,
Yeah.
I was thinking, is this way? Is this
Yeah.
way? Yeah, this way. He moved around really well, picked it up. I think he was looking into the sun as well. Good catch.
Good one.
For me, Chahal's LBW of Mitchell. I've been a little bit concerned about him because I feel he's become like a line bowler. You know, if they're going after him, he goes wide and slower out there. And he hasn't really shown me enough of attacking the stumps and trying to get wickets as a leg spinning bowler, which he used to do, right?
Yeah.
He's kind of thinking, if you're at me, I'm here. If you're not at me, I'm kind of here.
So defensive, you feel.
Whereas today, that one, he just did him with a bit of guile. Just through the air, pitched on, got him to play across it, LBW, when they needed a wicket at that stage. So I was happy to see that. I've been a little bit concerned about him. But like, for example, Kuldeep Yadav, I think he's fantastic because there's mystery, there's air, there's variations. Whereas Chahal's been a little bit like, I'm going here or there. I was happy with that.
Excellent. So there you go. There's some cool moments from Chennai today. These were our carrier room air conditioners' coolest moment of the match. All right, let's move to the next game then. There's 2 today. It's stopped raining in Bangalore. It hasn't rained in a while, actually. But there were some covers on. Are the covers off now? Are they off? Yeah, they are. The covers off. All right, so we're going to get an on-time start. Excellent. Looks like. You may be wondering who. I have a few minions sitting around. They answer questions.
We call them Milko, as in imaginary friends.
Yeah, that's true. Imaginary friends. Since Lisa does, she has the Cricbuzz app open on her iPad. There, no, you don't.
Oh yeah, I've got it on my phone.
How many devices do you have hidden there on that sofa?
I've got my stuff.
We got a little
Lisa's like my kids. They'll have 3 devices operating, computer, laptop and phone at the same time. You know?
It's a little communication center she has over here. I'd love it if you had a fax machine somewhere in the back as well. How many of you know what a fax machine
Or a
is?
pager.
That's the question. A pager. Geez, we're going back to the 90s now. A pager. All right, it's Bangalore and Delhi playing each other. Delhi with their captain Akshar Patel. That's right, Rishabh Pant. 1 match ban, so not playing today. Delhi has won the toss and has decided to bowl first. So they've put Bangalore into bat at Chinnaswamy. I guess if there is any possibility of rain around, that is the choice that you go for.
Yeah, you need to be able to chase if the game gets shortened. We saw yesterday, you get a better understanding about what you're required to do. And also, it's a difficult ground to defend on, isn't it? I mean, brutally honest, it's one of those ones that if you come out in those first 6 chasing and you get off to a flyer, you put teams under immense power. And there's like kind of at times as a bowler, there's no way to stop the train. You know, when that surface is good and the ball's flying to all parts. So they probably don't know what an ideal score is, and that's why they probably prefer, without having punt there, prefer to chase and then see what they can do.
Lisa, what kind of an impact do you think Pant's absence will have on Delhi?
A big one. Just because he's just a bundle of energy, right? They may not feel it so much out in the middle, but he no doubt kind of rallies the troops, and he's got this big personality. So that will still be around. Actually, is he allowed to come to the ground if he's got a match?
Yeah. That's a good question. He's allowed to come to the ground. It's not like he's banned from the stadium.
Yeah, he is.
I don't
isn't
think
he?
he's
yeah.
bad-
So he'll still be around to a certain degree, but just also because of his experience and getting the angles and things. So a few more people, few more senior players are going to have to jump in and help Aksar as well, because he's an all-rounder. So he'll be thinking of both his skill sets, but then also trying to make sure that everyone else is ticking along nicely.
I'm just having a look if I can see Rishabh Pant through my magic binoculars. All right. I'm looking around the Chinnaswamy. Can't spot him yet, but as soon as we do, we'll let you know. Kumar Kushagra has come in his place. There's a bunch of young Indian bats there. So it's good to see Kumar Kushagra in the mix. They've got a solid batting. They've got Fraser McGurk up there, Fraser Berserk, as we call him. Abhishek Porel got a 50 in the last inning, so he's opened a couple of matches now. Shea Hope, we saw him one game get a 40 of 20. The last game he had the most unfortunate run out that you could have. Then Tristan Stubbs been in great form, Kumar Kushagra, Akshar Patel. Then Kuldeep Yadav, Rasik Salam. They're bowling first. So Rasik Salam is in this team. Khalil Ahmed, Ishan Sharma, Mukesh Kumar. That's a...
Will Abhishek keep? Or are we going to have a guessing game about who's going to be the keeper?
Abhishek Porel should.
Will he?
Figure.
I guess Shea Hope can...
Shea Hope can.
Tristan Stubbs
So
can.
Kumar Kushagra can as well. Tristan Stubbs.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, this is the thing with Delhi. Delhi's
Forget
always...
the scoring game. I'm not good at that one. Let's guess who's going to be the keeper. For
How
a point.
to get Polly on the board.
I've seen this with Delhi, though. I've seen it a few seasons before as well. They're the keepers of keepers. They just have so many of them in their team. Who's magic binoculars again? Anybody see it? I see some gloves in Abhishek Porel's hands. Leather gloves. I think he just went riding. Who's riding gloves, perhaps? Yeah, could be that. We'll have a tea. Do we have the impact subs for them? They, of course, are bowling first, so they'll want to get a batter in. Remember, there's a place for another plane to come in, so it could be David Warner. It could be David Warner coming in there. Most likely, perhaps, so which means that they may break up that opening combination that worked for them. Lisa, what do you think of that?
Yeah, well, Jake Fraser McGurk has actually come down the order. He's been in that 3 position. So,
But they might not change him. They might say Warner does a punt.
Oh, Warner bats at 5, you think?
wow.
Or 3.
Really?
I wouldn't change the top 2.
That's
But
interesting.
maybe it comes in place of the Perel. You never know. That could be an option, yeah.
Oh.
He'll go out and bat with Berserk.
Yeah. Well, that could be interesting, but it looks like that. We come back to the Delhi team and we see, because if they need, I mean, they obviously need that experience because Pant is not there. So they've gone with the 3 foreigners, so they can slot David Warner in. You see, they've gone with an all-Indian bowling attack.
Who was the other overseas, or did they play 4 last game?
There was Andrik Nokia, there was Lizard Williams.
Yeah.
They didn't play the last game.
Lizard didn't play the last game.
Some
I think
bowler. I'm sure there was a bowler.
we'll just have a look at that. I think it was an all-Indian bowling attack the last game as well. Yeah, it was. We'll just check. But yeah, I think it was all Indian bowling attack is what they've gone for. All right, let's have a look at the Bangalore team. They're going to be batting first. Of course, the question is Glenn Maxwell in, Glenn Maxwell out. Quickly, come on.
Out.
Out. You say
Out.
out. Out it is, ladies and gentlemen. They've gone with the 3 foreign bats in Faf du Plessis, Will Jacks and Cameron Green. And they've gone with Loki Ferguson for their bowling. So, yeah, Virat Kohli, of course, great form. Faf du Plessis shown us some highly accelerated batting in the power play. Rajat Patidar against spin. That's been a story. We keep talking about Shivam Dubey and spin. I don't think we've spoken enough about Rajat Patidar and his takedown of spin. Then Will Jacks, been fantastic. Lomror, Cameron Green, Dinesh Karthik. That is a solid batting lineup.
That Patidar's front has done really well this season, but it was such a funny fact. We were showing in the graphic and our notes coming in. 4 50s he's got.
Yeah.
And on 3 occasions, he's got out the very next ball.
Yeah.
Once getting to 50, raise your bat. He can't raise his bat today. If he gets out after he's raised his bat today, look at that. 25 balls, out 26. 21 balls, out 23.
Yeah.
19, 20, 21, 23. So in the next 2 balls, if he raises his bat, he just goes to his head.
Yeah.
He just gets out after that. So they've told him, from now on in this tournament, you're not allowed to celebrate your 50.
You know, he's like a Delhi public bus. They have speed governors. They cut off at 50.
Exactly. Yeah, like those golf carts too. I drive the
you
golf
can't
cart
go.
at home.
Yeah. It's just There's a speed governor, but let's talk about him accelerating till 50. Forget what happens after that, but till 50. Geez, he has been, the start of the tournament. Now, he was not there. Everyone was missing him. He comes in a few games. It's, oh my God, what happened? And then he checks in. And boy, he checks into the top floor, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's just been an exciting player because he has literally taken on the bowlers.
Yeah.
And when you're kind of surrounded by the big names and the big players of our modern game, sometimes it's happened in Bengaluru where that next player just goes, oh, okay, I need to just remember I've still got a role. And he's absolutely nailed it. The fact that he's been able to get those 50s, those 4 50s is really important. And they've come in at that back end. The first 4 games, none 18, 3 and 29, and then he gets onto an absolute run. So now it's about honing and making sure he continues that because Bengaluru need him to do that because they're on a winning streak. That's why I was not surprised there's no changes because why would you change something that's working so well and all of a sudden you have got a sniff of a final.
They've got 4 greens, 4 wins in a row.
RCB were thinking about playing a leg spinner and then they thought, Patida's in the team. We can't. He's hit 4 4s and 6s in a row, 3 6s in a row.
Yeah.
But he's a little bit untested against the left.
Delhi was.
Yeah.
That's right. They've, of course, got Kuldeep, but that's the other way. But, could be Akshar. He could like Akshar because
he's a bit untested against the lefty, so we'll have to wait and see how he goes there.
Oh, that'd be
But
interesting.
he's striking it good, and that ground is a place to strike it.
But you're right. He's taken all the leggies down. Let's see who. There was Rahul Chahar. There was Mayank Markande. Suyash Sharma. Yeah, he has taken down the leggies. All 3 of them. Well, he's not getting any from Delhi today. There's no leg spin coming to him from Delhi. All right. Well, Bangalore batting first. They've been put in by Delhi. We'll show you the points table to tell you how important this game is for both teams. They both need a win to stay alive. I think Bengaluru more because Bengaluru they put themselves in this corner. They lost 6 in a row, but the one thing that could bring you back after losing 6 in a row was winning 6 in a row. They've done 4 out of that already. Can they do another 2? Well, one step at a time, one foot in front of the other. They'll want to do that today. And the best way to do it is to just bat Delhi out of the game. You know that Bengaluru is going to go, it's Chinnaswamy, so they're going to go in one gear and that's going to be the top gear. Today they are well positioned to do that because all the bats are in form, Lisa. They're all in form. You look down there till number 7. They've all, Lomrod maybe not as much, but they got something from him previous games. So they all must be feeling confident as a unit.
Yeah, and they're going back home, which is just a batter's haven.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, I don't even have to move my feet. I just need to make contact and the ball will go, right?
Yeah.
So the great thing for them is that their top order have had big scores, not just from a strike rate point of view, they've scored some big runs, and they'll be looking again for Faf and Virat to get them off to an absolute flyer in the power play, and that will settle everyone else's nerves in the dugout to then go, okay, yeah, we can play quite freely, and away we go. We're looking 200 plus.
All right. So what's the guessing game score? Come on, everybody.
I'll go last.
You want to go last?
Yeah, you guys choose first. I'll give it some thought.
I got 218.
205.
205, 218.
That doesn't actually leave me in a good spot. 218, 205. Oh, man.
You went straight with your number that was in your head, didn't you?
It was in my head, straight. Because I messed it up last time. I was thinking 258, I would have won.
Okay, I'll go 211.
211? Jeez. We're all stuck up here. So nice and tall, yeah. We're good friends. We're stuck up. No elbow room for anybody. Right, well, that's all we have time for on Cricbuzz Live. We are going to see you on the com box, which is at the 10 over mark. We'll have a little look at how Bangalore is going with their batting effort. And of course, we'll be back with Cricbuzz Live at the end of the 20 overs. That's a lot of information. So just keep your app on. You're just going to get a notification. You'll know when to join us. Time to go. Bye-bye.
जयपुर वाया कोटा
कृपया ध्यान आपो अहमदाबाद
दिल्ली में आपका स्वागत
ನಿಲ್ದಾಣದ ಕಡೆಗೆ ಹೊರಟಿರುವ ರೈಲು तिरुचिरापल्ली
हाइड्रोबैंको 50 एक्सप्रेस पौरबर्ती स्टेशन नेताजी भवन कृपया ध्यान दें